Switching to another serious issue. I was on my road trip to Sturgis when there I was in the middle of town when I saw these two rubber duckies that were looked lost and forlorn. So I offered them a ride back here, and I was trying to get them to compete in the regatta, but they told me that their leather jacket would be an unfavorable advantage when it got wet. So let's hear it all for Mike Gunderman and for the Sam Dixon Foundation and the Rubber Ducky Regatta. Come on up.
All right, I'll adjust this up a little bit. Thank you. So I just, from a raise of hands, just have a quick question. How many people in the audience have had at least some time in their life where they were without health insurance? Either when you graduated from high school or college. So about half of you. And that's something that happens to any one of us it could happen to. Whether it's moving on to a different job, whether you get a job, many of the new jobs today don't really carry much health insurance. And so I think at that time in your life, you look at, well, what options do I have? How can I take care of just my periodic needs for seeking health care, and especially if you have diabetes or any chronic illnesses? And so what I'm really here today to talk about is, yes, we'll talk about ducks a little bit, but it's not all about ducks. It's really about the Samuel Dixon Family Health Care Centers and what they do to really help people in this community and throughout the valley. So again, my name is Matt Gunderman. I'm an employee of Boston Scientific, but I'm really here today on behalf of Samuel Dixon Foundation. So Samuel Dixon is a nonprofit, and what they are focused on, a few of the things to really call out here is health services and programs for the community. And it's really focused on affordable primary care, so that's 3 physician offices here in the valley for those who are underinsured and uninsured. And so when you look at who does Samuel Dixon serve, well, it serves any of us. If you look at the patient coverage, the kind of pink circle is the uninsured. So about a third or over a third of our people that come see Samuel Dixon don't have insurance. And it's not necessarily free. It's based on a sliding scale. It's basically what you're able to pay. And so we do take care of a lot of individuals who are uninsured, but about 2/3 of the individuals have insurance, but they have maybe Medicaid insurance. And today, many of the providers won't take Medicaid. They don't pay enough for them to see Medicaid patients. So we see a lot of Medicaid patients, a lot of Medi-Cal, managed care, a little bit of Medicare, but we really see a lot of different people. And the ethnicity, it's anybody. So again, this is really open for the community. It's 3 primary health care centers. Gender, again, we take care of about 68% women, and the age groups are all over the place. About 90% of the people that we take care of are either students or employed. So it's not a place where you see a lot of individuals who are not working or are not going to school. 90% are employed or in some type of schooling, and yet just don't have basic health care coverage. And so that's really our focus, is supplying that health care coverage for those individuals. We do have about 11,000 patient visits a year. I think that's based on a little over 5,000 patients. And really the catch basin for our program is really the Santa Clarita Valley. We have 3 offices, three clinics. One's in Canyon Country, just right down the road, Soledad Canyon Road. We have one in Newhall, and we have one in Valverde. So real quickly, first of all, before I go on, are there any questions about the Samuel Dixon Foundation? I just wanted to bring awareness of the foundation, and really that they have 3 clinics with physicians' offices and doctors waiting to take care of anybody's primary care needs, and really especially for the underinsured and uninsured. So are there any questions about Samuel Dixon? All right, we'll have a chance to come back to Samuel Dixon. Real quickly, just let you know about Boston Scientific. So Boston Scientific, partners with Samuel Dixon, and this is the second year that Boston Scientific, which is where I work, has partnered with Samuel Dixon on the 10th annual Rubber Ducky Regatta. And so what we are is the primary sponsor. We have about 24,000 employees worldwide. What do? We take care of a lot of medical devices. So we design and sell medical devices that treat a myriad of things. We have pacemakers, defibrillators, we have peripheral interventions, and what we produce here is called neuromodulation. We basically create neuromodulation devices, which are like pacemakers, but instead of pacing your heart, they have two leads that go into your spinal cord area. And it's in that epidural space, and it really paces that area of the nerves, and what it does is it relieves chronic pain. So if individuals have chronic pain, they suffer, drugs aren't working, the PT is not working, that's basically the products that we make, and they're made right here in Valencia, every one of these products, and they're sold worldwide. So that's Boston Scientific. So I've talked a little bit about Samuel Dixon and what they do, and Boston Scientific, what we do, and the reason why I work at Boston Scientific and the reason why I volunteer and work with the Samuel Dixon is because we have a very common goal. And really our goal is to provide health care to those in need. And so whether you are the primary care center providing health care to those who are underinsured or uninsured, or you're the medical device manufacturer who are supplying devices to those who are in chronic pain or those who are having issues with cardiac issues, it's really that common goal. And one of the things we need to serve that common goal, especially for Samuel Dixon, is funding. And so what we do every year is the Rubber Ducky Regatta. So this is the 10th annual Rubber Ducky Regatta. Boston Scientific's the main sponsor. But really what we do is we have a festival, and the festival is a very affordable festival. I think you see a lot of nonprofits, they'll put together, maybe a $200 a plate or $150 a plate dinner, and it attracts people, and they earn, get money that way. What we do at Samuel Dixon is we ask for $5 at a time. So really all we do is we have a regatta every year around this time period, and we really ask for a donation. Now you could attend for free, there's no cost to attend, but for $5 you adopt a duck. And so we actually adopt a lot of ducks. And so here you'll see, usually the weekend before the big event, we bring in thousands of ducks. Not real ducks, but they're little plastic floating ducks. And so we bring in thousands of these ducks because we do, we adopt them $5 at a time. And we tag them. And so every one of these ducks has a little tag, and the tagging is done by the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts. And then the big day comes. So the big day this year is October 22nd. The big day is us dropping thousands and thousands of ducks into a lake and then watching them race. Mostly wind power is what's providing the propulsion for these ducks. But what happens is these thousands of ducks will race, and most of them have sunglasses on because of the California heat. But what we'll see at the end is there's winners, and we usually have about 50 different prizes. So as if you give the $5 donation, and it's not limited to $5, you could donate as much as you want, but with the $5 donation, you get a chance of winning a prize. But what you also get then is that chance. Here we also see some of the other duckies. A few kissed duckies snuck in, but for the most part, you don't see a lot of those. I think Al's got a couple Sturgis duckies too. So again, what we're doing here is really all about having fun. It's really all about fundraising. We want to bring in money for the Samuel Dixon Foundation. That money this is our main fundraiser for the year. We raise tens of thousands of dollars just based on $5 adoptions at a time. And we take that money and we use it to help care for those who are underinsured or uninsured. So what I want to wrap up with is Samuel Dixon. If you are in a place where you need health care, very good health care, and are underinsured or uninsured, please visit Samuel Dixon. They've got a place right down the road you can visit. And if you're free October 22nd, we would love you to stop by and see the Rubber Ducky Regatta. And even if you don't stop by, if you go online and you go ahead and you just Google Samuel Dixon Foundation, I'll go ahead and send an email out to Al that he'll forward to everybody. But you could go online and adopt one duck or many ducks and hopefully win a prize, and it's all for a good cause. So with that, are there any questions on the Rubber Ducky Regatta or Samuel Dixon?
Where is the regatta?
It's usually been in Castaic Lake the last few years, but what we wanted to do is bring it to Bridgeport. Really allows more people to attend. So we wanted to increase the numbers of people in attendance. So this year it's a little smaller lake, but it's going to be at Bridgeport. And I'll send out an email to everybody so they have the link for the adoptions, and they also have the time and date.
I have a question. This is the first I've heard of this organization, and I commend you on it. Is there other areas that have Samuel Dixon foundations, like Simi Valley or the San Fernando Valley? Or?
Yeah, so Samuel Dixon started out, I think about 25 years ago. It was from Reverend Samuel Dixon, and he worked out near Valverde. And so it was one individual. He saw that the individuals there did not have access to health care. So he started a foundation by himself, and they established one small center in the small town of Valverde, right outside the valley. And then since that, and 25 years later, he has since passed away, has passed the baton to others, and we've grown to 3 sites, taking care of 10,000 patient visits a year. So it's something that in the last 20 years have grown tremendously. And I think one of the things in the community is there's not a lot of people that know about it, and it's just down the road as one of our centers. So I really want to get the word out. They do great work. They provide great services, and it's all at a place where you can afford if you're underinsured or don't have insurance. All right. Thank you.